share this on I'm live on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, but I can't really type anything. I can't really see anything right this. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's so funny. I don't know what I'm live on right now. Oh, here we go. All right. There we go. All right. Studio check-in and the challenge starts tomorrow. I think I'm live right now. Yeah, look like I'm wearing the same thing. I'll share this too in the, there we go. Okay. Hello, everybody. I am on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Basically, hopefully you can see me. So everybody, welcome. Oh, good. Sue, thank you. I'll send that link to you. So let me share this in a couple of places so I can answer all of the questions, but I am going to share this into our challenge group as well, just so I can answer the questions that are pertinent. I just went in there and did a sound check. I'm good to go. We still have power, which is fantastic. Okay, so here we go. Challenge starts. You don't see me on YouTube? I'm there. Yep, I'm there. Uh-oh, that's not what I meant to just. Nope, I can see me. Everybody's giving me messages. Sorry, I'm trying. It's like when my hands are frozen, everything is frozen at the same time. So I'll put this in art journaling for beginners, share this post now. And I'm also going to put this into the group for the challenge tomorrow so that you guys know what's going on for tomorrow. Basically, I'm going to share it everywhere. Okay, there I am seen on YouTube. Feels good. I don't know if I can share it to multiple. Oh, no, I don't want to share it to my story. There we go. Okay. And I'll answer all the questions I can right now. I'm also going to talk about my adventure yesterday because I won't be talking about that tomorrow during our class time. I can't think of anywhere else I want to share this, but if you guys know of anywhere, just there we go. So the challenge does start tomorrow, weather permitting. I keep saying that because you never know if what the weather is going to do. And so far, we have just hit the sleet and the ice, but not like measurable amounts. And supposedly, we're looking good. The power company came on and said we're looking better. So it makes me feel better. I actually started my day in the hot tub. Yep, I walked barefoot down into the hot tub and I had a nice little soak this morning. And it is cruddy. The weather is cold. I will talk about my adventures yesterday. So when it comes to the challenge that we're doing, it does start tomorrow. I'm live on Instagram. I cannot give links. I apologize. So if you're wanting to join from Instagram, just send me a message. I'll put you the, uh-oh, that's not what I meant to share. It's like I don't know what I'm doing this morning. I don't know what I'm doing this morning. Yeah, I do have power. There we go. I don't know why I'm sharing stuff this morning. So you can still join. We will leave the signups for the challenge open probably Thursday or Friday. By the day we end it, we turn that off. We don't turn everything off. So we will be live tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central. I will just pop on there. If you do not see me, I will log in usually 10 to 15 minutes early. I'm just as nervous as you are. I'm just as excited. So I do like a sound check and I'll get in there. If you do not see me live right away, just hit the refresh button. The red live button will pop up in the corner and you should be able to see me, okay? That kind of gives you the insights on how to manhandle that. I know it's not always obvious. And then what happens is when you don't see me immediately or it doesn't refresh fast enough, you go into panic mode, which is capital letters mode. You do not need to go into capital letters mode at all. All you need to do is just hit that refresh button, because sometimes, there is a delay, all of the things. But I will be live, and I always get here early. I make sure we have a sound check, all of the things. I'm usually logged in 10 to 15 minutes in advance. Okay, so again, you need to be in the Facebook group. It's a private group called Bold Watercolor Wildflowers. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Do not go to your artful journey. Do not go onto my Facebook page. You will not see me. Do not go on Instagram. Do not pass go. Please, please, please just make sure you're in the Bold Watercolor Wildflowers group. You can search it, put it in there now, write it down. You got an introduction letter. That should help you a lot. And then hit the refresh button. If you don't see the profile photo, it says live. Or if you do, you can just click on the profile photo up in the corner. That will get you to me very quickly. Okay. As far as what to have prep tomorrow, there seems to be some question about that. Here's what you need to have prepped. You need to have your book. Okay, you don't. You don't have to have anything prepped. You can just join us and watch. Let me back up. You don't have to have anything. You can just join us and watch and relax, get the lay of the land. Day one is quite easy because we're doing the backgrounds. The pages are divided in thirds. So we are only going to use one page divided in thirds tomorrow. I always recommend you have two so that you can practice on the second one. But if you haven't used the first one and you just watch, that's fine. Again, you're going to use these pages. If you go a little bit out of order, do not worry. It's all going to work out. I always have to add that do not worry part because y'all tend to worry. So yeah, if it's your third time doing this, you probably know the routine. So that's day one. But if you do want to have things ready to go and paint with me, have your first page divided into thirds. Do not pre-tape things. You do not have to use the painter's tape. There's been some question about that. You do not need to pre-tape. I start by walking you through everything. In fact, I recommend you do not tape it off. You know why? I'm going to give you some secrets on how to tape things off and tape them off quickly and easily. All right, we'll talk about painter's tape. If you've never watercolored before, I know there's so many people that are out there a little bit ahead of you, willing to help. I've had some questions about, does the painter's tape have to be blue? No, it does not. You can use washi tape. I've had. I have painter's tape. Some of it's purple, some of it's green, some of it's blue. Somebody asked more about the tan brown ones. Tan or brown typically indicates that it is masking tape, which has a stronger adhesion. And I know a lot of people say, well, all you got to do is take it and put it on your jeans or a knitty fabric and get the lint off of your body, and then it will take down the adhesiveness. That is true. However, it also tends to take away the integrity of the tape. And I like a nice clean edge. If something leaks underneath, it's not the end of the world. However, when you put that lint on there, it changes the integrity of the paint or the tape. So yes, it could have the tendency to leak under there. So is the tape always blue? Not always. I've been in other countries. Washi tape is decorative. Those are the things I just want to say. We'll talk about painter's tape. You do not have to have it on there. So for day two, we are going to use day one's pages. I'm not repainting the backgrounds on day two. I'll be using my day one. I will talk to you about leaving the tape on, taking the tape off. I personally like to take the tape off, and then I like to show my results, and that's what I'll be doing every day. I got to put this heater more toward me. My feet are cold. I have a portable heater next to me. Oh yeah, I do have snow. I don't know if I've even called it snow. We have a layer of ice. Okay. So Definitely just come as you are. I'm not going to try, I won't start without you. However, if it's past the starting time, I will start. So if you decide to show up at 8:20 and say, oh my golly, I forgot, I missed the first 20 minutes, you can rewatch it. The videos are available in that Facebook group for 30 days. Now, by the end of that 30 days, we will have those videos uploaded in a classroom. You'll get an email on how to access, so you don't even have to be there live. So if by chance you get there late and you're like, oh shoot, I missed the beginning, I would just watch it, have fun, enjoy the company, and then you can go back and watch the beginning. Of course, any way you want to do this is up to you. Okay. My classes tend to be relaxed. There are no wrong ways to do things. I'm going to make recommendations that I have found that work for me. Okay. In the, how old is my, 30 years of teaching. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a long time, doesn't it? But that doesn't mean that's the only way to do it. I'm teaching my style. I do me, you do you, other teachers do them. But if you're watching for the first time and saying, well, this teacher is very relaxed, yes, I am. And I am just as anxious and excited and all of the things that you are right now, only times 10 because I'm the one you're going to see on the camera. And I have fright about that. But I've already stayed up and fretted about the weather, but there was really nothing, there's nothing I can do. We do have a contingency plan should the weather decide to take a another direction. My power. Okay, the question has come and gone, which I love. What if my power is out? Okay, we have a contingency plan. Okay, we will definitely, when my powers back on, because I need my internet. Trust me, I've been as worried as you are. However, if your power is out, I cannot control that as well. So we are not going to delay the class because your particular power is out. But I did appreciate the email saying that, or the message that somebody said they would let me know if their power was. Here's my suggestion, of course, in case of an emergency, please stay warm. Some people said you'll just watch it on their phones. Yeah, if you've prepped like I have 4 batteries for my phone set aside. Esther said, so excited to have my first official class with you. I'm a California transplant to Tennessee. We only have rain so far. Okay, I am a Michigan transplant to California transplant to North Carolina transplant. So I too am dealing with this credamahoo that's out there. All right. Let's see. So as far as supplies go, if your supplies have not made it, remember I shipped in the order that orders came in. I did not stay up and work 5 days in a row. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. That was terrible. I couldn't. That came in hard and fast. So, oh, your classes are a lot of fun. Thank you. Yeah, if you've taken my classes before, please give words of ease to those who haven't, because I can say these things, but I think it actually helps. Actually, it helps when I hear you say these things. But no, thank you. No two paintings will turn alike. My paintings will look slightly different from when I originally painted it. You know why? We're using watercolors. Watercolors have a mind of their own. Okay. So it is not too late to sign up. I do want to say some people are asking me, can I sign up next week? Yes, by the end of the week. Otherwise, we turn this off. It's no longer $10. I do not teach the same art challenge again in the year. This is a one and done thing. So since it's recorded, you guys are so sweet. Since it is recorded, if you're debating it, I do recommend you sign up for it because that's when I'm offering it. I don't make my art challenges the same. I think it would. I am using my own supplies. Lisa, boop, 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 dead on. Go for it. Robin said, this is my third class. I love them. You make it so easy to follow and learn. Perfect. What time tomorrow? 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central. Okay, so that'll be Monday through Friday. I do encourage you, if you would like to be part of the giveaways on Friday, you do have to be present. Okay, we do not go into the group and figure out who was there all week. We do not take roll call. We do not pass go. It is one random winner who is, well, 3 random winners who are present on Friday. I am giving away one of all of my paintbrush sets. Oh, it finally got warm in here. Okay, I can feel my hands. I'm going to grab those right now. So 1, 2, and 3. Whoops, I gathered too many. Okay. No. I'm trying to think of what the third prize is. There's 3 prizes. Anne, do you remember what? Okay, I know that I'm giving away all 3 of these sets of brushes, which are my favorite brushes. They have my name and face and all of the things. So I'm giving one. So somebody just asked on Facebook, I can't do this next week. When's the next session? Maybe September, October, November. Again, that's perfect. You just asked. I hope you're here live. If you're not, I'll answer it. I won't be teaching the same class. So it's for $10. You get lifetime access. Okay, so I'm giving one of these. I'm giving these away. I'm giving an art journal that I have painted the first page. No, I haven't painted this first page. One of these. And a third prize, which I don't remember what it is. If Anne remembers, she'll tell me. I don't remember. She's right now looking and looking. And Anne, maybe you could go in the comments and answer that question, that this is the class I offer is, yeah, I try not to reteach classes. As it is. Everybody's saying, calm down, you'll have fun. All right. There's one more giveaway, but for the life of me, oh, I know what it is. It's a starter kit with your choice of watercolors, not the tropicals or the classics. Okay. I'll just pick a. Anyway, it's a starter, and it comes with my 5 basic supplies. Nope, Anne, I got it. It's a starter journal kit with the 5 basic supplies, but it won't have tropicals or the classics. It'll have that size journal is a 7x10. I don't know what journal I'm painting. A new car. You get a car. Okay, I better not say that. Oh, no. Third prize is a surprise. Anyway, I got it. I knew it was in there somewhere. I'll get that together. In fact, I'll announce what the colors are because it'll be one that I have the most colors of. All right. Okay, people are asking, can you still get the watercolor kits or the challenge kit? The answer is yes. However, this weather has delayed me getting my watercolor orders, so I'm not putting those back in the shop until I have a limited quantity and I can throw them all back in the shop at one time. The shipping right now is going to be hairy scary because the weather is terrible, and I don't expect my weather lady. Our Walmart is not closed though. Wegmans closed today. I almost choked on that. Okay. Did I answer all of the questions about the challenge? Yes, you can still sign up. Yes, they're all recorded. No, you don't have to be there live. Yes, we're going to have a really good time if I have any say over this. And I have a lot of say over it. And am I excited? Yes. Like, I couldn't be more excited. I mean, I could, but no, I can't be. And this is the thing that's so weird. When I planned this challenge, like I started designing this at the end of October, beginning of November. No. Yeah, in November. Okay. I always I do. If you saw my journal, you would see all of the variations of things that I came up with until I settled in. Okay. There's lots of ideas in here. My brain is constantly on go mode. Okay. So you'll see these are concepts. When I started to dig into this, I was thinking in January, what hi over there on Instagram. If I miss it, where can we find it later? You will find it for up to 30 days in the Facebook group. We upload all of those within the 30 days to a classroom. You'll get an email with a link to that classroom. That is yours to keep. Okay. Thank you, Neelofer. It's fine. Okay. When I was planning this in November, the weather was nice. It was fall. And I kind of asked myself, and my team was saying, what kind of mood am I going to be in January? Full on seasonal depression. I've only had one winter here in North Carolina. I'm from Michigan and lived there for 21 years. And then I moved to California for 28 years. So I didn't really experience seasonal depression for 28 years. Uh, Occasionally, we would just get a boatload of rain, which we would all bring on because we love the rain and I love the rain. But we didn't really have snow to speak of. And so the leaves didn't fall, the palm trees stayed green, the grass kind of stayed, it just didn't happen. So I moved here and now I get it. So I asked myself, where am I going to be in January? I did not think this was where I was going to be. Just to be clear, that's white crap on the ground is not where I thought I would be. So I feel like right now, painting these wildflowers is probably the best thing to be doing. Also, when I started thinking, what if the power's out? Here's the thing about wildflowers, they just find a way. They just find a way. Weeds, wildflowers, it's like the weather gets better and they just make their way up. And I remember this from even being in California and having no rain. We could go months on end with no rain and still the succulents and the wildflowers. I mean, California, the state flower is a poppy that really tends to grow wildly. So this could not be more of a better metaphor this week than us painting wildflowers together, and we'll roll with the weather punches. So thank you, Mother Nature. There you go. How long are each of the sessions? So the first night we're going to roll in kind of easy, but the first night is when the excitement is palatable. I can feel it. I can feel it today. So it'll depend on the number of questions. We are going to do this. I will have somebody moderating the questions. There are way more of you than there are of me, which I'm thankful for. Teaching this class to myself would be incredibly boring. I will do Q&A at the very end. I will cover as much as I can, but I am not going to try to keep up with the comments, the things, and roll, and those will be presented to me at the end. So for those of you who get on and have 9,000 questions and they're all burning a hole in your soul, do me a favor, write them down. Okay. And more than likely, I'm going to get to your question before you even ask it. And more than likely, your head's going to be on day 5 when mine is still on day 1. And I'm going to talk to you about that. Okay. So we'll get to the questions. Even if I feel like your question, we save the questions. So if I don't answer them, I'll get to them night 2, 3, 4, 5 when they apply. That I try to keep it to. Everybody has to remember you're all coming to this from different places. My whole soul and being and purpose, I have realized at the ripe old age of 55, is introducing people or encouraging them, inspiring them to use their creative side. If it's art journaling, great. If it's quilting, cake making, whatever that is. I don't go to juried shows. I don't sell my artwork as much as I used to, all of those things. And I landed in a spot that just makes me incredibly happy, and that's sharing and teaching with you guys. That means I could be teaching somebody who is just waking up their creative heart and saying, I got to get moving again. I haven't done anything. Tracy, she's a great answer. To those who have never picked up a paintbrush. And for me, I think the best thing as a teacher is a soft space to land and for me to be all areas of that spectrum. Now, it's not a classroom where I can see all of you, and some of you are in your artful journey, and I know you, or you've been to my retreats, and I know you, or you've traveled to my classes, and I know you. There are many who I don't know. And I am one of those people who wants to be inclusive. If you want to sit at my lunch table, come sit at my lunch table, because I always used to sit alone and nobody invited me to their lunch table. Okay? Nobody. I was the curious little quiet bug on a rug growing up that wasn't invited to the cool kids table, so I formed my own. And y'all are invited. Okay. I think I answered them all. If there are things coming in, oh, here's the other thing. My team works as quickly as possible. They are technically off and some don't have power. I haven't checked in with everybody, but we answer your questions as quickly as possible. I have some of the nicest people on the planet who answer the questions, so I can take yesterday off and be peaceful. Emily said we're getting 12 to 14 inches where I live in New York. Denise, I was born and raised in Michigan when they used to have snow. And also, I grew up in Brighton from Detroit. And also the school buses. I don't know what it was, but back in the 80s, those school bus drivers did not take days off. I went to school and I remember freezing my little moon boots off. God, we just went and took a walk down memory lane for me. So please sit at my lunch table. All right. I'm going to talk to you about yesterday. Some of you know this is not art related. I guess it is. And I'm going to say it is. If you guys are following, and I'm not going to talk about anything else, but if you guys are following the Walk for Peace, those are the monks that are traveling by foot 2,300 miles from Fort Worth, Texas, to the state capitol in Washington, D.C. They will get there February 10th or 11th. Yesterday, they came through Raleigh. This was so interesting. I woke up. I had plans to go with somebody else, and he had to go to work, so he's like, I got to cancel. I look at this, my lunch people. Everybody's joining my lunch table. We're going to call that tomorrow. We're going to say, everybody come to my lunch table. Anyway, so yesterday they came through Raleigh, and I have a new friend, Bridget, Bridget, if you're out there, thank you for yesterday. It really did work out really well. I texted her in the morning. It's called the Walk for Peace, and they are a Buddhist monk um, a group, sect. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, Walk for Peace if you're interested. And I've been following them since they left. They really didn't gain traction until they really got going and have over 2 million followers. And I was just tuning into their live messages and listening to them while I've been working. And it is really, really, really interesting. So when I knew that they were coming through Raleigh, I mapped out today and said today or the 24th, if they showed up on time, I was going to be going. And of course, we woke up yesterday to cruddy weather. And it was, when I left my house, it was 14 degrees, felt like 9. I haven't been in that weather since I lived in Michigan. I walked outside. I had a great hair day because I had to take a shower because if we didn't have power, I didn't want to go days without taking a shower. So I took a shower, washed my hair, all of the stuff. I left with a cute pair of gloves, a hat, a beanie, a cute jacket. I walked right back in the house and I remembered my dad had his hunting. For some reason, when I moved here, he gave me his leggings, these giant leggings, snow pants, and this I can't remember why he has these. Anyway, basically this jacket. And I look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but I threw it in the back of my car and I texted my friend Bridget and I said, if you want to go, you can go with me. Otherwise, I'm going by myself. I was going to trek out there. If the monks can do it, Tracy can do it. So my friend lives 14 minutes away, and she said, can you give me 5 minutes? I'm waking up, getting my coffee, getting dressed. I said, dress in layers. It's incredibly cold. And in 14 minutes, I made it over there, and we left, and we drove to a place I'd never been in Raleigh called Dix Park, D-I-X, not what you think. And we went there and it was blistering cold. There was it really was like, I'm just not used to it. I lived for 28 years in California. I put heaters on. I got a heater on my heater on my heater right now. And so we went there and we got out of the car. I put the cute jacket on. I put the hat, the beanie around my neck, the scarf. We got out. We started to walk up the hill where the wind was howling through. And then we saw all these people walking back down. And we're like, oh no, did they change their mind? Did the monks stop? Because we were watching their update. Come to find out, the monks were 4 miles away, which was like an hour. So everybody was just going back to their car to wait because it was darn cold. So my girlfriend and I get back in the truck and I say to my girlfriend, I don't think I can do it, but I can give you extra layers. I'm going to wear this jacket and these leggings. Now, what was funny about the leggings is the leggings, they were so big on me, they're my dad's, that the crotch was at my kneecaps. So when I was walking, I was basically walking with just my knees and not a full gait. I was this. And I had to keep hiking them up. But we did go and it worked out so lovingly. I wasn't going to videotape, but I had a little tripod. I just stuck my camera. I really wanted to be in the moment. They walked in quietly. People around me were like, peace, thank you. I had some prayers and intentions, including this week about being at peace with what's coming up. But also, I have friends who are dealing with some pretty serious health issues. And so I too was kind of like, this girl is going to be in the moment. It really did work out though that I put the little stand down because I couldn't even hold the phone. My hands were so cold. And we saw them. We filed behind, like the police were there, the present. It was great. They really have them so nicely protected now versus what they had when they started out. But the police were fantastic and they were putting up with no feet. Like we were on a curb. The people behind me, were moved across the bridge, but the policeman goes, you can just scoot down, but everybody on the bridge has to be one side, no foot even on the road off the curb. And I thought that was really nice because these are the people that drive me absolutely insane. You know, you move, they move, you're like this, but I just put my phone on a tripod and it just worked out perfectly. I didn't have to move once and nobody was behind me. But everybody in front of me, and I'm just like, okay. It was funny. The guy behind me had a bag full of McDonald's for them. And I was like, I don't know if the monks are gonna stop for a sausage McMuffin with egg that you're holding in a bag. But plus, they were like 4 steps from their lunch. They ended up canceling the afternoon talk at the location in the chapel we were at. So we really couldn't hear their word, which I really did want to hear. And that's one of the reasons I was there. But they canceled the one at lunch so that they could go in, warm up. It was so cold. And like the first few monks have no shoes on. Like they have socks and I don't know what they're wearing. But uh so my friend and I get claustrophobic. First off, my friend takes off. She has a really fast, I don't know her that well, but she has a fast walk. I found this out. she has an even faster run. And then you envision me, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and I was like, okay, go ahead. And like I'm doing this, and she's full on doing this. So I'm trying to stay up with her, and I'm also sweating to death. So, and there's just crowds of people. So it got a little too crowded for me. I said to my friend, they were going to walk, we mapped it out. They were going to walk 1.8 miles to the state capitol to do their talk. I am new to Raleigh, so I've been downtown one time, but I was like, 1.8 miles. That can't be that much. I used to hike 6 miles. Well, I've run half marathons. That is not what you're doing in the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man outfit that weighs 75 pounds. But we decided we're not going to wait for them to leave here. We're going to walk ahead. We both wanted something to drink, something hot, something spiked, and we're hungry. And if you've ever met me before, something hot and food is just going to weigh over anything because, the monks were in there eating. I hadn't eaten anything. So we walked ahead. We mapped ourselves and walked, decided to leave the car because we don't know where we're going. We don't know how packed it's going to be downtown Raleigh. I can just envision their rallies have gotten incredibly popular. So we walked and found the cutest little coffee shop. There was nobody in there, nobody in there. And we sat down and I had a delicious cherry latte, hot coffee with an amazing toast. I could have gone for 3 pieces of this toast with apples, goat cheese, and honey, and it was so delicious. But we were sitting there, and as we're sitting there getting to know one another better, two gentlemen sat next to us, wonderful couple that we started talking about. They sold all their possessions, waiting for their visas, and they were going to be moving to Spain. So we started to talk to them. I talked about moving cross country. They asked how it was. This is more than you needed to know. But anyway, then the people to the other side of us, we got to know them. And little by little, this place packed up. There was no room. And we were both like, wow, what's going on, my friend and I? And they're all like, oh, the monks are going to be walking right by here. And we're like, what? So we ended up on the same path that the monks, long story short, we just stayed seated. We ended up being able to use the facilities. We stayed seated until about 10 or 15 minutes until they came out, and we got to do that all over again. And it was just as lovely the second time. We were handed flowers, and the crowd assembles in after them. They were going to walk another zero point 0.8 of a mile to the Capitol. My friend and I both looked at each other and said, I told her I don't want to be out as much as I wanted to hear the word of what was going on of that day and hear them. I just envisioned getting caught in downtown Raleigh, the weather turning bad, and we still hadn't had that spiky substance yet. So we decided we were having such an enjoyable time. We ended up going against the stream of the crowd, two salmon walking, and we walked back to the car, and then we just had a lovely, we went to nothing was open. Everything was starting to close at 2 p.m. And we had we just talked, we listened to the monk's message sitting in a Mexican restaurant, um, having 2 margaritas with tortilla soup. So I do want to say I'm so glad we did it. I'm so glad I did it with a friend. I am so glad I got the opportunity. Even my coffee cup had a giant heart in it. We loved all the people we met in the coffee shop because we were the ones with the answers. They were like, well, how does this work? Where do they go? And I was like, oh, well, here's how it works. And so all of the people that we sat with went out and were like, no, don't sit on the road. Don't get too close. You'll lose your spot. They were happy they were with me. And 10 minutes later, they showed up a second time. So all in all, if you're not following them, I think their word is amazing about peace. Like you practice peace and meditation. It's not like a destination. You don't get there and you're like, "Oh, I'm in peace." I really took the opportunity to just kind of be in my own headspace and get out of what can be the weather, the this, and then we laughed and joked the whole way, watching me walk back to the car with my two little waddling legs, sweating my you know what off. But as I was sweating, my friend kept getting more of my clothing, so that was even better. We were giggling and laughing about that because she underdressed, I overdressed. But if you get the experience, they're on their way. They left this morning at 7 a.m. My goodness, it's so cold, and they're walking through the snow, and people are walking, with them. That was amazing. I've done some more research, but if you get an opportunity, you can hear their talks. And as they're walking and praying, they did stop in front of us and prayed. There was a handicapped lady in front of us who she could hardly walk, and her daughters put her on the curb. And I was just waiting for those police to come by. And sure enough, we kind of warned her and told her, just get your toes back because they're doing their thing. And I do want to say the police, I was in an absolute, I had the most wonderful day. And I don't know if I could have experienced it any other way with the person I experienced it with, and she was game for anything. So, Bridget, as we get into our friendship, I met somebody similar to my age, married, and all of the things. We are laughing because we were trying to find a place to go after. We were going to go to a place and play games. We were just like, whatever we can do right now, we're going to do it. And I dropped her off, and as I dropped her off, the snow and rain started, and I got home tucked in right before that happened. So, all around a cool experience. Somebody wanted me to talk about that at the class time tomorrow. I will not because I will take up another 45 minutes of dragging this on. I apologize. I just had a really cool experience and wanted to share it. And I think half of that cool experience was wearing the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Nothing got through that jacket. Nothing got through that jacket or those leggings. I mean, as it was, I kind of said, Jean, so happy that I got to experience this. Yeah, I'm glad I did it. You know what? It was too easy to stay in bed yesterday, and I was even sharing. It was so easy to stay in bed. It was so easy to stay in bed. And I just said, you know what? And for my friend, when I texted her at 8:30, she wasn't even up till 9:30. And by 9:45, we were in my car and going. I am the kind of person, if you ask me to do something 6 months in advance, I have a hard time committing to it. But you ask me to do something 4 minutes before it's supposed to start, by golly, I'm putting my hair up and I'm there. And she's much the similar. So for those of you, I did experience it, and I am so glad I had little things that made everything a little bit easier along the way, including warm clothing. I now remember what it's like when it said, we got in the car and it said 5 degrees, and I'm like, ugh, this is miserable. But I do not take heat or any of those things for granted. And to see them enduring and praying and chanting, and like you could tell, like they're yeah, it was wonderful. That is a wonderful new friend. And also just being amongst all these people in this coffee shop. Now, the people who were standing in line were a little bit not happy. Also, this coffee shop we were in is used to having, 10 customers in a day, and they were inundated. But all of us sitting, we were kind of sitting close together, and the more the people crowded in, we ended up more together. Um, it was just like all walks of life, all people, all ages, all from young to old. And this little group that we sat with, it was so nice. And I enjoyed talking to them as much. I tend to get super claustrophobic. I just think I forgot all of that. But the more the people started to crowd in, and they had one bathroom, I had to manhandle those leggings off and then put them back on. But I went to go walk out and I said, I'm not going to put these back on. They're such a pain in the butt. I walked right out. The wind was howling. I walked right back in. I was like, no. And I figured, I don't know anybody. I don't care what I look like. And that'll be my saying for the rest of my life. Want to eat at my lunch table? I really don't care what I look like. But boy, the message. And it was so nice that we ended up listening to the message that was at the state capitol. And when they were all filing out, I said to my girlfriend, that could have been us trapped in there. And we would have had to walk 1.8 miles back to the car because you weren't getting an Uber from there. Yeah, I will go to that coffee shop just to go experience that goat cheese, apple, honey, toasted goodness. They only gave me one slice. I need to remember where we were. Um, I know I can get there from Dix Park, Dix. So that was my day yesterday. And then I came home, got all my nightly things ready to go because I do the dishwasher, the laundry, the all the laundry at night just to keep the water running. And by the time that all happened, it was 10 o'clock, and I was like, okay, time to watch this sleet come down. Anyway, that was my day. And if you ever get that opportunity, if you're anywhere on the path from North Carolina up through Virginia, Washington, D.C., check them out. I don't know if I would stand out there today. Oh, I wouldn't have gone today. There's no way. The roads are just not really a good idea to be on there. I think people were just going that lived in that area. And yeah, they went right downtown. So, boy, did we get lucky. All right, that's my day. How long have I been on? Maybe I'll paint a little bit later, but I'm going to go get the dozen orders that are sitting here waiting. What a wonderful adventure. Oh, by the way, everyone on Instagram saw your outfit. Not I posted it on Facebook last night too. It was so funny. I posted it. I'm so proud of that outfit. I texted my dad last night, and I just last week I always feel like sometimes there's a purpose in things you just don't know. But last week I moved those pants for the 12th time. I've had them for a year. I've kept the jacket because sometimes I have to walk the dog, and that thing is impenetrable. Nothing's getting through it. But I've moved those pants 12 times in the house from closet to closet. And last week I put them up above and I said, I'm just going to donate these things. I am going to donate these snow pants. And thank goodness I didn't donate them. And I thought twice. And thank goodness I went back in the house and tossed those in the car because that would have been a my girlfriend was freezing. We didn't have long underwear, nothing. The jeans, if you ever wear jeans and they get remotely wet or cold, they are terrible. So I felt sorry for but as I stripped, she got more clothing. Okay, you guys, thank you for letting me share. I hope you guys stay warm. I hope I was able to talk you through what is going to go on tomorrow. If you haven't signed up for the challenge and you're debating it, I recommend you do. Um, let's just see how the day goes. I've got this place warm now, so I can actually work in here, and I'm gonna catch up a little bit. And then I know football comes on at 3, but I'm not really invested because the Lions aren't there. So I know some of you will be watching. If you're interested in painting, just drop me a little message in here right now, and maybe I'll do a warm up for tomorrow. I'll put the link one more time, and thank you guys for sharing in my little world, my little lunch table. So excited for tomorrow. Jean, I'm at the Target going, open, open, open. Sounds like an amazing experience. Stay warm today. Yes, I'm excited for the start of the challenge. I really am. Vicky said I would love to see her. Is the challenge different from the class? What class? Is the challenge is different from everything. It goes 5 days, Monday through Friday. If I decide to paint today, it's just me sitting here doing something just to mess around. I'm not starting early. I don't know if that. I'm interested in painting. Yeah. By the way, if you're watching football, you can just put that on in the background or put me on in the background. I know the Super Bowl's next weekend, right? I um Maria, yeah, I just shared my story about the monks that I hung out with twice yesterday. All right. Yep, I could use a little warm up. I'm gonna go put that sugar cube back and then I will go. Yep, anything I do today would just be outside of tomorrow's challenge. I don't know what I even feel like doing. Let me think about that. Plus, I need to go get some lunch. I'm kind of starving. All right. Have a good rest of your afternoon. Oh, I'll log out of here on Instagram. I really went long. Thanks, Instagram. And for all of you who are asking how to get on my Instagram and requesting, I don't know what that means. Does that mean you want to be on the screen with me? Okay, that was funny. No, I don't want to see who's watching. I want to end it. And now. Okay. I didn't think the Super Bowl was next weekend, and my girlfriend had that wrong. Thank you. I think it's the 8th too. I think the guys have a weekend off. Okay. And travel time, she's way wrong. Bridget, the Super Bowl isn't next weekend. All right. Talk to y'all later. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you're watching football, go your team. If you're not watching football, let's paint. Talk to you later.